Okay, perfect. Here we go. So, welcome everyone. My name is Rob Pickering. Welcome to our Tuesday night sales call. This is strictly for our KnoCard enterprise brand consultants, guys. In these calls, we are always tackling different sales tactics in order to sell our enterprise products. Guys, we're really super excited about everything that's happening with KnoCard. Kathy can tell you some crazy things that are happening behind the scenes, really incredible phone calls. We are aggressively, just to let you guys know, we are aggressively hiring and bringing people on into this position. Please understand that we are not looking at just flooding the floor here by any stretch of the imagination on the No Card Enterprise, but we are understanding sales, and we do understand that some people won't work out. Some people have other things going on. We are really committed of getting a substantial amount of coverage throughout the country. Okay. I do want to open up the call, guys. If you guys know any friends that you maybe worked with, and you guys know these guys, you guys know who the go getters are, you guys know who are some people that you guys would love to work kind of side by side with. Sometimes when you're in a business like this, it's great because find some close friends. People that you've really built businesses with where you guys can share those stories throughout the day. Hey, I stopped in a dealership. I just got one. That team camaraderie, I think, is absolutely huge. And I think that's how you're going to have success, guys. We're really excited about all the things that we're doing. And I don't just say that to say that. I'm having some really high level conversations. I have a very high level question or meeting going off tomorrow at 11 a.m. And this is the real deal. You guys are sitting on an amazing platform that the world really hasn't seen like this. And we are the responses that we're getting on this thing right now are really wild. And it's good for me because it tells me that the world is going to leap when you guys are out there in the field. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk tonight about I'm going to kind of skim through a couple things. This will be cool because tonight I'm going to go through some features with you guys, just making sure you guys understand. I'm going to show you guys where certain things are on No Card so you guys can do some more training yourself. And then I'm going to start to go through a little bit of the presentation, and I want you guys to think about some of the stuff I'm gonna bring forward to you so you guys can see some questions that we would ask sitting down with a dealer. Okay. And I do want to let all of you guys know this is super easy. And I'm not saying because I know the product, it's just there's only several features, six, seven, eight features maximum on this product that you really need to know. Again, when I trained the mortgage industry, I made sure that you guys knew the objections, right? I hired and fired a massive amount of loan officers and people that came in there. And then what I realized is going through that process and hiring and seeing those loan officers, there was a disconnect. And that disconnect was, man, this is a lot. These loan officers have to know how to originate the loan, how to bring the loan in, how to talk to the prospect and the customer and go through an entire loan application when they're getting buried with phone calls right now. When I was in the industry early on, and obviously I worked for top third mortgage company in the country, when then we migrated into basically doing everything through the mail. But even in the early 2000s, I remember being in that industry and we had to go out there and sign deals, had to sit at the kitchen table and sign deals. And so you needed to understand that piece. And then when you'd come back to the office, then you'd have to submit the loan and then you'd have to clear stips on the loan, stipulations on the loan so it closed. And then when you finally got down to the close, you had to sell the loan again, sell all the closing costs, make sure the customer knew, send a notary out there and believe that thing was going to pass a 3-day right of rescission. So they had 3 days on a refinance in the United States that they could back out. And the only reason I'm telling you all that, there were so many steps. And it's kind of like everything needed to be perfect because somewhere along the line, a loan officer fell off. Rob, I'm not good here. Rob, I'm really not good at originating. Rob, I'm better off. I'm better at the table. Rob, I'm really better just setting appointments. Rob, you know what? I don't even like the whole front of the process. Can I do the back? And what I ended up doing is I broke the entire process up, broke down the entire process of the loan business, and I broke it up into divisions. So I had a telemarketing department, I had an appointment setting department, I had runners, I had closers. And I literally would bring people in on an hourly basis. I filled up a room of 60 desks, just in one of our rooms, and I trained it. My point to you is I trained the different aspects of the business so people became experts in that business, in that arena. It was very difficult to get a loan officer to learn all of it. So that's not what I did. What I did is I broke it down. And when I broke it down, especially with my appointment setters, so the appointment setters to me were one of the most important, because telemarketing did telemarketing, but then it went to an appointment setter. That appointment setter had to get that prospect on the phone, and they were the rock. They were that was the team that was going to solidify a deal to move forward or not. They had to get the prospect back on the phone. They had to pitch the deal. They had to talk interest rates. They had to talk payments, 15-year, 30-year, these things. And then they had to book the appointment for the loan officer to go out there. That's really where I spent a majority of my training. I would literally train these guys in the back for 2 weeks straight. And I apologize, Bill Labor, I'm telling you guys this 5-minute story here. But the thing is, this is really where I want you guys to understand, this is where I shine, because I believe when you guys are doing, and you guys walk into these dealerships, and get excited, folks, because we're going to open up a lot of other divisions very quickly. Okay. I'm telling you very quickly. Already been prepping Kathy of different divisions and what we're going after. But I want you guys to feel confident, not just because you guys know the product, because you walk into it almost like an attorney and you already know the answers to all of your questions. I'm not talking about questions like, hey, how many salespeople do you have? I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about, do you know how to move on your feet? Folks, this product is easy. And the more that you learn how to move on your feet, okay, the better that you're going to be. Okay. You should never have to stall, stutter, pause. Like, everything needs to be almost just natural and fluid. Mr. Customer, and I'm not just throwing out crazy things. Mr. Customer, I know this sounds like a crazy question, but if I could show you a product that the industry doesn't have, your competitors even down the street don't have, and I could show you a product, regardless of what it is, and I could show you a 20x return in 30 days, that would obviously make sense to you. John, would you agree? Joseph Brown, you're there, correct? Sometimes I rendezvous with Jay Brown. Jay Brown, you there?
I am.
So
Absolutely, I
Jay,
would agree.
you would agree to that, right? Jay, is that a crazy question? It's a professional question, right? Jay Brown, if realistically you run this dealership, if I can show you ways for your salespeople to sell more cars, that's going to make you as a sales manager more happy and the dealership more happy. Would you agree with that?
Yes, of course.
So our goal is boom, and we'll go through. I want to go through a presentation. So what we do is we constantly get those yeses, right? Sometimes starting off these presentations, you want to start off on a very positive note. Yes, start getting the yeses, start getting the yeses, start getting the yes, where they start to just get into this, wow, this thing is really simple. Before we do this, I want to show you my presentation here in a second. We don't have to go completely through the presentation. I want to show you the beginning of it. But I just want to touch base and make sure that you guys all understand. I'm going to blast through a couple of these, and we're going to consistently almost do like a review of this stuff, okay? Number one, everybody understands a smart link, right? So Jay Brown, tell me right now, in short, what is a smart link?
A smart link is something that you can send to one of your prospects and you can track their activity on how they respond.
That's exactly right. And the importance of it, right? The importance of it is, in a dealership, in the enterprise level, it's great that we can see maybe what a customer is looking for, but in the enterprise and the auto side, we don't have a lot of matrix that the dealership wants to track. If they want certain things, hey, Rob, can you track this video? Can you do this? Sure, we could do that. Do that stuff. The most important thing is gathering up the customer's information. And guys, think about this. The Smart Link is a mobile app that's on your salespeople's phones. And we love it because your salespeople have their phone. Jay Brown, are your salespeople walk around without their cell phones or with their cell phones?
No, they always have their cell phones all the
So
time.
even if they're out on the lot, they're on a test drive, they're away, they always have their cell phones, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
So would you probably agree that if we're going to put a tool in their hand, it probably makes sense to park it right there?
Absolutely.
And if we're going to share something, do we share something outside of the natural behavior of texting, or it would make probably most sense to the customer, to the sales rep, and the adoption to probably do it through text messaging? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, everybody texts.
Everybody texts. Is it awkward for me to say, hey, Jay, hey, welcome to Bob Serpentini Chevrolet. Can I ask what you stopped in here for? Can I at least lead you in the right direction? Now, just pause for a second. That's a nice opener, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a welcome to our dealership. And can I lead you in the right direction? Can I point you in the right direction? Oh, yeah, I'm here for service. Hey, no problem. Right around the corner, this and that. Hey, wow, is this a couple years old? Yeah. Here, let me send you my information. I'd love to show you some of our new models. We're giving some top dollars on your car. Maybe when you're in service, maybe you and I could chat. What we're just gonna show, but we do it friendly. We don't do it slimy. We're gonna tell the dealers we're gonna do it right fun. And then some people go, oh yeah, hey, just real quick, I'm just gonna send you a quick text message. I'm not gonna blast you this and that. It has all my contact information. And when you're sitting in service, you could actually view all of our inventory, right? We got new cars, we got used cars. The nice thing about this app right here is this is going to give you inventory that's not even here.
Yeah.
Ding, you got it. Hey, once you click on that link, you got a call button, but hey, thanks so much for stopping in. Service is right around the corner, man. Thanks again for stopping in. Grab some coffee when you're in the waiting room. That's it. So Jay Brown pulls in. He's, wow, that was nice. Wow, he gave me something useful. He told me where to go. There's coffee in there. And he dropped a dime of, hey, Mike, maybe I could do something with my car. Do you think that's a powerful intro?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we don't have to make it weird. We don't have to be scripty, right? We just tell people, like, just be normal. Talk to customers like you saw your neighbor watering the lawn. Hey, John. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Good, good. That's the way we communicate. Don't be weird about things, right? You make it weird, the customer's going to be weird. You're not going to get leads. Simple as that, right? You be personable. You smile. You make it not a big deal. Jay Brown, do you think that's a good thing of not making it a big deal?
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody wants to be hassled at the car dealership or any place for that matter.
Nobody wants to be hassled. Nobody wants to be hassled. Just make it normal, make it regular. So the smart link is exactly that. So the whole idea behind it is to get the information to them. Now, for us, this information immediately lands where? It's going to land into my pipeline, okay? The minute I put that in there, Jay Brown's information is immediately dropping on my pipeline. Why is that important? I'll tell you, statistically, I want Joseph to start connecting to that prospect immediately. That's fantastic that corporate has everything, right? The dealership has it, which we'll get into. But the most important thing here is this. So I'm going to look at this guy right here called Keno. So Keanu right here has got 4 hits, right? He's got 4 actions. So Joseph, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. You think this is activity on my KnoCard here, right?
Absolutely. I can give you my number. You can do it real time.
All right, we'll do it here. Just one sec. So it's powerful because right now I'm getting real-time information. And here's the thing: you see this Keanu guy? You know what that guy? You know what that little smiley face means there, Jay Brown?
It's a new prospect.
He doesn't have a KnoCard. You see this guy right here? You see this guy? You see this guy, Larry? Larry's on our call. Welcome, Larry. I had a great conversation with Larry. He's going to be an amazing sales rep for us. Very personable guy, but he has a KnoCard. That's why his little face is there. See this right here? This kind of identifies this guy doesn't have a KnoCard, but he's still in here as a prospect, right? So how do I connect to him? So number one, I can click on him. Okay. Here's all of his stuff. Now, granted, guys, I'm on my own, so this is not the auto one. The auto one actually has activity level here. Okay. And you can, or it says activity. And I could actually start pinging. We'll do more training on that. This is where the prospect, or this is where the salesperson is going to say taking a test drive, finance application, all that stuff is going to be right there. But if I wanted to see what Keanu actually did, I could click right here. I could see in real time what he's doing. I did a form, and he even filled out my form. Okay. But here's the power. Here's the power. He's in your prospects now, and these two are going to be powerful in things right here. So right from the app, so Keanu came in, he says he's looking for a car. I plugged him in. My prospect form, which we'll get into, I'll show you guys that in a second. I can immediately start texting him. See that? Immediately. Why is that important? Because this is the way we communicate. Now, the good news is Keanu already got a message from me, so he's ready to rock and roll. Hey, Keanu. Hey, it's Rob again. I just want to touch base. Are you finding everything you're looking for? I'm still trying to find that new Mach-E, right? Still trying to find that Mach. Hey, they're up against the fence on the right-hand side. What color are you looking for? Jay Brown, you think that's a good question to ask him?
Absolutely.
What color? Hey, I'm looking for that sky blue. My buddy had the sky blue. Awesome. Hey, listen, I got a GT. Meet me in the front. I'll gas one up. Why don't we at least throw a plate on it, and at least you can spin it around the block. How's that sound? This is all through text. Nothing weird. Oh yeah, that's absolutely great. And then what happens is the sales rep goes into Keanu here, and this would say activity level, folks. And what he would do is this would actually say test drive, and he would click on test drive. And the minute he clicks on test drive, the system is pinging. Listen, the more test drives we take people on, folks, the more applications we get. The more applications we get, the more cars we sell. The magic ingredient of selling more cars is the test drive. That's why we track that matrix. Okay, that metrics. Okay, so SmartLink, that's what it does, guys. The most important thing, and this is between me and you guys, okay, the most important thing is that you get the customer's information, everything is logged. It's regardless of what the customer is doing with the information, okay? We already have their information now, right? Now it comes down to giving us the ability to connect to the prospect. That all makes sense, right? And that's really where your pipeline is going to come into a really big deal, because that pipeline has all of that content in it. Why is the pipeline important? Because I can go right in and be like, boom, Keanu's taking a test drive. Wow. And maybe I'm putting notes in there. He's taking a test drive and he's driving a blue Mach-E. There you go. And the cool thing about the pipeline is everything that happens in the pipeline. Let me scroll over here. You see this section right here? If I had notes in here, I don't think there's any notes on here. If I hit test drive, it's actually tagging everything. Test drive, finance app, boom, boom. Okay. You know what's powerful about that? Now I can start to track the progression of the sale. Browsing car, test drive. Test drive was at 9:27. Application was at 10:14. Delivery of the vehicle, sold a car at 2:14 p.m. Jay Brown, you think that metrics is pretty important from top to bottom?
That's giving some really good reference information.
Do you think that's powerful information for a sales manager that's at home wanting to know what's going on in the dealership, that he can log into his owner's dash, which I'm going to show you guys here in a second, and he can start to see what the dealership is doing, right? Yeah. So let's pause for a second. Is it powerful that we get the information to the customer? Yes. It acts, the SmartLink acts like a what? Like a little mini site, right? That's number one. The second thing that's powerful is all the data comes to the salesperson. That's powerful. Real data, okay? And the third thing that happens is all this data goes to the owner, goes to the GM. Real-time data is coming in, which I'm going to show you, okay? Media files. This is important. This is important because if maybe someone needed something, and every dealership's going to be a little bit different. This is just showing you like a high level with different vehicles. This is always a cool thing right here to put new vehicles in here. Okay. Now I'm not talking about their inventory, folks. I'm talking about, for example, Jay Brown pulls up and he's like, man, dude, I'm really looking for, customers know what they're there for. Customers are smarter than the salespeople today. Everyone does all their research before they even get to the lot. Okay. But Jay Brown says, hey, I'm looking for the new Ford Mach-E. Awesome. Hey, Jay, do you mind? I got to tell you, you got to check out some crazy specs on it. Do you mind If I go in and I send you the specs of the new Mach-E,
Oh, absolutely not.
you got to see the specs on this. Let me go ahead and shoot it over to you. Let's just say if this were the specs, I go this, right? And I could immediately go share media. I could even put a little form on it. And I could add him as a new prospect right here. I would put Jay Brown number, and then this form right here, guys. And I apologize that our little app is being updated here, but this actually has, it's gonna have a drop down. Ford. What is he looking for? Maybe a Mach-E. So do you think that's quality information, Jay Brown? And I could actually tag first name, last name, number, Ford, and he's looking for a Mach-E.
Wow.
And that all comes in. And was it slimy or was it exciting? Of, oh yeah, dude, yeah. Hey, listen, we get some inside scoops on these cards. You mind if I share this quick file here with you? It's just going to send you a link, but it's a full blown out brochure of all the redesign of the Mach-E. I don't know if you're familiar, but the Mach-E changed in 2025. They made some visuals on the back, but the inside is completely different. It has a whole brand new dash on it, and they're actually using a 12:9 screen. Have you seen it? Can I send it over to you?
Nice.
Customers are like, oh my gosh, I love this. And now it gives Jay, it gives him conversation. Hey, Rob, hey, did you find the Mach-E's? Yeah, they're over here. Listen, what color? Let me fire one up and put a plate on the back. That's the power of the media file, folks. Google reviews. Why are Google reviews big? Because everybody makes decisions on reviews. KnoCard has integrated Google, Mr. Customer, directly into our KnoCard. Why is this important? Two major important things. Number one of the challenges that most businesses have is getting their Google review off to the customer, okay? A lot of people are just putting QR codes out there. You follow me? I apologize. I'm trying to get out of this screen here. I'm not sure why my little thing is doing this. Hold on. So getting the Google review off to someone, sometimes very challenging. They got QR codes, they have stuff on their door, but how do you get it over to a customer? Look at what KnoCard does. If I sold a card to Joseph, you know what's cool? I say this, Joseph, man, you mind if I take a picture of you in front of the car? All of my customers, I take pictures. Let's take a picture. Every single one. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah. So Joseph's standing next to his new Mach-E, right? Joseph, let me ask you something. Super excited. You're ready to rock and roll. Two things. Do you know any of your friends that are maybe looking for a vehicle like this? I got to tell you, Rob, once they see it, I'm sure they will. I'd love for you to pass my information on. That's number one. The second thing is, how was your experience? This was a fun experience, wasn't it? And Jay Brown, what are you going to say?
Yeah, I had a great time. It's just too easy.
Too easy, right? Do you mind if I send you a Google review? This is the way I build my business. I'd love to get your review. It's only going to take you approximately 40 seconds, but your review goes a long way, especially for me, because this is how I build my business. Do you mind if I send you a quick Google review?
Not at all.
Now watch, guys. Watch this. Here. Oh, I don't have my Google. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Kathy, can you check this also, Kathy? I'm not really sure why. I already had this on here. I don't think I was demoing this with somebody here. Let me just double check here. Oh, you know why?
I don't even see it in your settings.
No, because I'm on my bigger iPad.
Yeah, you know what? I think the iPad.
No, it's not. It's because this hasn't been updated.
I was also able to get into the pipeline on the account that you could not.
I know, and you know why? It's because now I know why. It's because I have an older update on here, guys. Sorry. So I don't have the newest update of the app, guys. Make sure you guys are always using the update. I haven't used this specific iPad. I have a Pro and I have I have 2 Pros, and this is not the same Pro that I normally use. Watch this. Here we go. Let's see. All right, now I want to see. There it is. See that? I have the update here. So guys, make sure you guys do that. Okay. All right. So check this out. So this is what I do with Joseph. I hit the smiley face. Request review, folks. Request review. Now, super important. Joseph Brown, am I going to share with a KnoCard contact or share with a new contact? Now, just think about the process. Am I going to share with a new or existing?
Existing, because you already put them in the first time.
That's exactly right, folks. Jay Brown hit it. Do not come back here or you're going to duplicate things. You got to hit them here, because the minute I put it in, it's automatically already in there. I can go here, okay? And I can type in, right? I could type in JOS, not Joe's, Joe's, JOS, and there's Joseph Brown right there. There's his phone number. And here's the thing. Hey, Joseph, I'd love to hear your feedback. If you have a moment, please share your experience, blah, 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 blah. And I watch. I go this. Jay Brown, this is live, so don't do that.
I didn't know you were going to that.
Yeah, so I'm showing it in real time, brother. Showing it real time. Okay. So the cool thing about it is immediate Google review was just sent to him. Okay. He's going to go into it. He has the ability to see my reviews, the dealership's reviews, and he has the ability to review. Now just pause for a second. Folks, here's the thing. Jay Brown, I don't know how many cars you guys are selling on a monthly basis, but do you think it would be beneficial if your sales force, every single vehicle, we add it part of the process and we get a Google review, a positive Google review of the experiences that they just had with our dealership? And let's just say we're selling an average of 300 vehicles. Do you think it's positive for us to get 250 to 300 Google reviews every single month?
Absolutely.
Do you think that we're going to stand above and beyond in the Google search engine when someone is looking for these vehicles?
Yeah, by far, because nobody's doing it.
That's exactly right. And you know why? Because Google says our job first is relevancy, and we're going to put the best at the top. And this company has a little over 3,800 reviews. See that? Very important. And that's why we also added it directly into the actual app itself. Okay. Owner's dashboard. We're going to show you guys this owner's dashboard. Absolutely incredible. This is the game changer. Sales managers love this. And the reason that they do is because it gives them real-time metrics of the field. Okay. Of the field. Kathy, I should be able to log into Dealer Corp. Is that correct, Kathy, from here? So I can show the back end. I just want to show them Leaders Corner.
Yep.
The other really important thing is our lead capture forms. Kathy, please make a note that we need to update these for the auto. Okay. And I think I'm on, yeah, we're on auto right now. So what I want to do, KJ, is I want to update these so it shows specific auto forms. Okay.
On the website, you mean?
Yep, on the website. And we also need to make sure that's updated on their auto app also. Okay. So like on the Dealer Corp, make sure that Jay has the drop downs on those that we talked about on the tickets.
Yeah,
okay. And you give me some updated graphics here. All right. So here's the other cool thing, guys. Now we have the ability to let the dealership customize. Kathy, do we not have the ability to give them to customize the back end? Meaning they could actually choose. Maybe they run 3 different brands, Ford, Chrysler, and BMW. Maybe they want to ask the customer, hey, let me ask you something. Jay Brown, are you looking at leasing or buying?
Buying.
Right? What if he says leasing? We could put it right in the form, leasing. Do you think that those are powerful metrics to track? And you know what's cool about it? I didn't ask him, like, tell me this. You know what I did? I made it conversational. Jay Brown, hey, great seeing you. This and what, how about if I send it to you? So I already know that he's interested in the Mach 3. Do you think I have to ask him what brand he's looking for? No, he's looking for the Ford Mach-E. I don't have to ask him that question. Hey, real quick. So you're looking for the Mach-E. Were you looking at leasing those things? You know that we got some crazy leases on that, Joseph. Have you looked at the leases, or are you leaning more towards the buy on that thing? Right? You make it
Yeah, I didn't think
conversational.
about a lease. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
That's exactly right. And you know what I love about the lease? Here's what I love about the lease. And talk to your sales rep. Here's my information. We can talk about it. What I love about the lease really quick is if anything happens to it, someone bumps in the back of you, this and that, and you get a nasty ding on Carfax, you turn it in after 3 years. You don't lose any money on the thing. That's what I love about the leases. Gives you 3 years. If someone hits the car, you don't want to have an accident on that Carfax. Would you agree with that? You get to turn it in, right? Nice thing about it also is that you get to drive the car. Maybe you love the car. Maybe you want to upgrade the car, right? Maybe you want to get another car. You see this phone right here? This is an iPhone. Every couple of years I update it. Why not, right? What if we could give you the same payment but put you in another brand new car every couple of years? Works out, right?
Yeah.
That's what's powerful. That's what's
Mhm.
powerful. Okay. And I apologize. I was just reading the text message, guys. All right. Lead capture form is super important. That right there is going to be huge because that's right there what your salespeople are going to be inputting on their phone. Okay. Group messaging. You guys know about the group messaging gives the manager the ability to connect, okay, to their team. Business card scanner. Some of these things I want to blast through because I need to get through, and I look down. It's already 8:47 because Rob talks too much. Smart forms. Guys, because I can go all night with this. All right, so smart forms are one of the most important things too, is because when we're sharing something, we can actually get feedback on some of the stuff that the sales reps also send out. So if there was something that we needed to get from them, we can make a form about it and actually do it here. The one thing that I do love is on the actual app itself. When you hit this smiley face, you see right here where mine says landing page, it says send finance application. That's another metric that we're going to track. That's super, super powerful for a dealership. But guys, I want to fast forward here for a second because there are a couple things I want to do before I get you guys off the phone. All right, so guys, always remember this. So first of all, you guys can always go to knocardauto.com. You guys know that, right? So when you're talking to a prospect, just take them to knocardauto.com, okay? knocardauto.com is going to take them to a specific page for auto, okay? That's number one. But for you guys, as sales reps, if you guys scroll down to the bottom, this is hidden for you. You guys see this little presentation button right there? Go ahead and click there, okay? And I'm going to open this up. So it does it this way. And here's a beautiful thing. Here's our presentation for you, okay? Now, I want to go through because I added something in here, but I want to show you guys how this works. First of all, you see this little button right here? This takes you full screen, okay? So if I want to do a full screen, I'm in full screen mode, okay? And we're going to come back to this. Let me just go through this, and then I want to show you exactly how I use it. Number one, Mr. Customer, first and foremost, I just wanted to thank you, Jay Brown, for spending just a few moments with me. The one thing I can tell you is that I promise that this will be a really great meeting for you because we have a laser focus on helping you guys generate more sales. And here's the beautiful thing about this also. This is something that you've never seen before, okay? So I know you guys are going to absolutely love everything about this. So the very next slide, and it looks like there's a lot of bullets, but these are just bullet points. Before I get into anything, I just want to just dive in and just make sure that you guys understand a little bit about us. And then I want to just do a little bit of kind of data gathering. Joseph, is that okay?
Absolutely.
So the very first thing we do as a professional company, guys, is who we are. Joseph, just so you understand, KnoCard, we're a technology company. We're actually headquartered in Macedonia, Ohio, okay? Businesses, just so you understand, has been around since 2010. This technology has evolved, as crazy as it sounds, because we're tech. Every single month, it seems like we're adding new, and we have new builds in the App Store and Google Play Market. It originally launched as like a reward platform for tablets and employee incentives and businesses. We had those all over the country in this reward system. Since 2006, it's evolved into the networking, small businesses, and now enterprise-focused SaaS product. And a SaaS product, it just stands for we're a software as a service. That's what a SaaS product is. KnoCard Enterprise, we're a dedicated business division. That's the business division that I work with. We're designed to help sales team increase revenue utilizing technology. Now, one thing that we do believe, because we are a software company, we believe and we're built on real world business needs. Because we're technology, we're very abreast of what's going on out there in the space. And the one thing I love being on the technological side is we're up to date. So nothing that we're using is outdated. Nothing out there is antiquated. KnoCard is really sitting on that technological curve there. We believe in helping dealerships like you to generate sales. And here's the big thing, with internal opportunities, not by buying leads. The one thing I can tell you, Joseph, is that we're not asking you to buy leads. The one thing I can tell you, Joseph, is that we're not a search engine optimization company, and we're going to get you on the top of Google. One thing I can tell you, Joseph, is we're not going to tell you to place ads on Facebook. You cool with that?
Absolutely.
Right? Praise Jesus on that. Okay. KnoCard uncovers missed and untracked opportunities, and we turn them into sales, which I'm going to show you. We're here to listen first. Okay. This is your business. This is your dealership. I respect the time here. We're gonna listen first, and then we're gonna offer tools that align with the way your dealership already operates. Every dealership, Joseph, is a little bit different. So part of my job is to gather up some information so we can help you provide solutions. Does that make sense? That's all we're here for. This is not a sales pitch. Okay, so we're clear. We're actually consultants, not salespeople. We're actually trained to ask questions. We're trained to identify how you guys do business. We're trained to lead you in the right direction so we can show you the solution to maybe a challenge. I don't like using the word problem, but challenges that you might have. Okay. Our job is to ask smart questions, understand your current systems. That's important to us. We have to have an idea of what you guys are currently doing. I'm not here to just vomit and tell you what our product is, and identify the gaps and inefficiencies. We're here to learn what's working, what's not, and see where we're a fit to help. And throughout the presentation, we will never tell you that you're doing something wrong. We only offer solutions to the most common challenges that we see in the industry, all the way across the board. And just so you understand, we're not here to say, hey, you're doing this or you're doing that. A lot of our information, just so you're clear, Joseph, is all through like companies like NADA, National Association of Dealerships. This is where we're getting real-time data. And this isn't just maybe a challenge that you're having. We could tell you industry-wide, a lot of car lots are loading up on vehicles. Financing seems to be a little bit more challenging. Moving cars is more challenging, higher price, economic challenges. There's an array of things that are going on. We believe we believe that you're gonna love this, because we're gonna help you sell more cars. And here's the thing, Joseph, before I even get into the presentation, we're gonna help you sell cars this month. What if I can show you how to do another 20, 30, 40 cars this month? That's exciting. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
See that? Now it says, folks, here it says review auto intake form. Okay. Now I'm going to end with this, guys, because I want to show you guys this, and I'm going to give you guys this also. But let me just see if I can pull this up so you guys can read this properly. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. I have a PDF of this, and I'm going to give you guys this. Okay. So Joseph, one thing that we'll do, okay, is what I want to do is I want to give you some framework so you can start asking right questions. Joseph, would you agree if I just ask the right questions, you're gonna naturally fall into how powerful the KnoCard is, correct?
Yeah.
So if I ask questions, we're gonna start to uncover challenges in your dealership. Would you agree with that? So This is just me talking to Joseph. This isn't me talking to the customer. So what I would do is, you don't have to ask all of these questions, guys. This is just kind of framework for you. Okay. I think I have 20 questions on here. Okay. But I want you guys to go through them, and I want to go through them with you guys real brief here, because I want you guys to understand the power of these. Let me ask you this. Jay Brown, you think asking how many sales people are currently on your team, and how many are actively working the floor or handling inbound leads? That's probably a pretty important question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to tell us what license they fall into. Are we looking at a $1,500 one or a $2,500 one? How about this one? What brands do you sell here? Ford, BMW, right? Are you part of any larger group, or are you just standalone? Why is that important? Because our pricing is per location. What if the guy goes, no, we actually have Mazda, Chevy, and Mini Cooper. Okay. Does that tell you, Joseph, that there's other opportunities in the same auto group that we can immediately deploy this into other groups?
Yep.
Right away. Okay. And Joseph, this is totally up to you to answer this. Part of this entire system is tracking Do you guys have, like, your average salesperson, is there a high turnover rate? Certain markets have high turnover rates. It doesn't have anything specifically to do with what you guys are doing, but do your reps stick around here long? Have you guys had long-term reps, or do you guys have high turnover? Maybe the customers got to move the people out that aren't selling. I totally get that. So are you guys constantly hiring? Yeah. Okay. Because I want to show you some tools that, number one, we can make sure that we keep quality people, Joseph, on the floor that are performing. Does that make sense? See, they love that because now we have trackability, right? Because right now the guys, I don't know, I got 8 guys out there and I have no idea what they're doing. Okay. How about this? Where are your current leads coming from? Are they walk-ins, phone calls, online? What is your current process when a lead comes in? How are reps capturing and following up? How about that question? Do reps consistently collect contact information from everyone they speak with, even quick lot conversations? Guess what? If they're hanging out business cards, that's going to be a no. Our lead sources, walk-in, referrals, internet, categorized and tracked separately.
They have no idea.
They don't know. Here's something. This is high level, Joseph. You as a salesman, do we know closing ratios on walk-in traffic and how many end up buying? So for example, if I brought 10 people into the dealership, do we statistically know out of those 10, how many people are going to drive away in one of our cars? And if he goes, we do. Awesome. That's super huge that you guys have that metric, right? So if he goes, realistically, we're averaging between 5 to 6 out of 10 that step foot in our dealership are going to drive off. It's fantastic. I love that. Okay. Super important. How about this one? These ones are good. Let me move over here. I can move over here. How about, do you track how many new prospects each rep brings in daily outside of the floor traffic? So for example, is it inbound calls? Is it online traffic? Is it traffic out on the car lot? Are we tracking what salespeople are doing? And guess what, folks? If they have business cards, they can't. It's not even about they can, they can't. Okay? Because business cards don't track any of that stuff. Is there a system in place to track test drives, finance applications, and other rep level activity? See, you got to understand something. Asking some of these questions, you know what the sales manager's doing? You're getting his mind moving. Oh, crap, we're not. That'd be cool if we did, though. See that? No, but that'd be cool. How about this? How do we handle after-hour shoppers? People scanning QR codes, visiting the lot after hours. Can you tell me, Jay Brown, what's our protocol? What's our procedure look like after hours? Here's the thing, folks. Larry Duffy, I think I was talking to you. Is that correct? Larry, you there?
Yeah, Rob.
Were you telling me that you were scanning a Cadillac QR code? Was that you the other day I was talking to on that?
Yeah, good memory. Yeah, I scanned it, gave me the information on the vehicle, pricing, and nobody called me back or got back to me. And second of all, I was on the lot for 45 minutes and walking around, and nobody even came out to approach me.
How crazy is that? And folks, here's the thing. Here, you ready for the stats on this? This is a stat. This isn't a 56% of auto shoppers shop after hours. 56%. Over 50% of the traffic shops when the dealership is closed. So let me ask you something, Jay Brown, as a sales manager, you think it's probably important to see if we can put a system in place to gather up contacts? And do you have anything in place today for this?
That's absolutely important.
Jay Brown, let me ask you something. Do you think it'd be powerful if someone scanned a QR code, it got dropped into your system and a round robin dropped it to a salesperson in real time so we could follow up with that person and maybe set up a test drive first thing in the morning? Jay Brown, let me ask you something. I'm not saying that we're going to get 100%. I'm not even saying we're going to get 70%, but do you think it'd be pretty awesome to get 40% opt-ins after hours and get our salespeople on top of them to pull them back in the dealership? Because right now, are we gathering up anything after hours?
You're not getting anything. 10% would be awesome.
That's exactly right. Do you see how we frame the question, folks? You identify it and you frame it the right way. Okay. Here's another one.
Rob, can
Is
I
there
ask you
is
a
there a
question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
In regards to the QR codes, say there's QR codes on every vehicle in the windshield,
Uh-huh.
and somebody comes in at, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and comes in and snaps off a couple QR codes on a couple different vehicles, a truck and I don't know, a car. Now, they've got that information uploaded. Where does that information go into does it go to a particular sales rep, or is it the first one to respond to them? How do we get that information to the sales reps that, hey, somebody's on the lot, ding, they just scanned this vehicle? How do they know that they actually scanned that vehicle?
So a couple things, and it's a great question, and I don't have the exact answer for you because our technology group is in the process of working through this right now. So we have tickets that are going in that are saying exactly that. So my job is to build the workflow for our technology group. Okay. The way that we're going to do it is right now our system gives us the ability to overlay a capture form over any website. Does that make sense? So if I were to open up my KnoCard real fast here so you can see, let me just show you something real fast. Let me hit back here. That's a great question. So let's just tackle it. Let's see here. Where am I at here? I'm gonna go up. I just want to show you this. Larry, can you see you can see my screen, right? Do you see where it says marketing right here?
Yep.
You click on marketing, you see where it says lead generation form link. Okay. If I were to click here, you see this right here. This is actually a code. If I were to hit the copy button right there, you could actually put that HTML code over any web page and capture data. Okay. So what we would do is we would have a lead capture page. Okay. And basically we're not going to get probably directly out of the gate because we have to be a little cautious. And that's a fantastic, we got to get a little cautious because we ourselves, so hang with me, have to stay in our own lane when it comes to what we do as a company. Our job is to track, trace, measure. We drop off. We are the Amazon truck, right? So what we don't want to do is we don't want to get involved in what vehicle that they clicked on. They like this vehicle over this one. They have very sophisticated systems that do all that. Our job is generating leads, tracking the leads, tracing the leads, and making sure that the leads are being handled the proper way, right? And delivering them. So what we would end up doing is possibly putting this form over every single one of their QRs. So when you scan the QR, this is what it would look like. So if I scanned a QR, you get this out of the way here so you can see. And I just went to All About Rob just so you can see what the form was. Let's just say you scanned a QR and this is what would pop up. Okay. Now it would obviously be for the dealership, first name, last name, what vehicle. We could ask them questions right there. And once they hit submit, okay, then the vehicle information would appear. But that right there, Larry, what happened is the way that I'm trying to set it up. So let's just say, Larry, you put your information in there, right? Because you see how it was an overlay. And Larry can't even see the information until you do that. Now, obviously, we're going to give the ability to skip that, right? So if they didn't want to do it, right, there's your drop rate. But check this out. So again, when I go to All About Rob, and I'm just showing you where the form's at, you can't really view any information until you put the information in or hit skip. But that form, the minute you put your information in, you hit submit, it would go into what we call an owner's dashboard. Okay. And that owner's dashboard we would set it up where it would be a round robin. Okay. So let's just say if they got 15 leads that night, just throwing it out there. Okay.
But if we can do that, Rob, why can't we do it with the QR code?
What do you mean?
Do the
QR
round,
code?
yeah, do the round robin with the QR. So do the QR code and they click it up and they say, "Ooh, okay, so there's somebody in looking at this Ford F-350. All right. We've got, so yeah, I see what you're saying is that we don't have any information from them. They just clicked on the QR codes and yeah. How do you get that information if they're just clicking on the QR code to where, okay, boom, there's somebody alerting them, hey, somebody's on the lot looking at this F-350. It doesn't go to anybody. It's just out there unless we have that contact form that pops up and they put their information in.
Yeah. So what happens is, so you see this QR on my screen right here. Do you see how it says with form or without? Okay, watch. Without, if I clicked it, and we have clickable QRs here. Watch this. It's just going to go directly to my KnoCard. See that? See how no form popped up? Now watch this.
Right.
I'm going to go with form. Watch what happens. There it is. So that QR would generate the form. So when you walk up to a vehicle, Larry, you would actually see that QR and you would scan that QR and our form would appear. That customer would fill this out, okay? Then it would go into a round robin. Let's just say Jay Brown was one of our sales reps and he was on the next up. It would come into the system and it would hit his pipeline, is the way I'm programming it. It would hit his, immediately ping him on his KnoCard. Ding. Jay's
No, I
watching
get
TV.
it. No, yeah, I remember the with that and without before, and I get it. That's one way of getting it. That's one way of getting their information. But somebody doesn't want to get their information, they can just say skip out of it. Now we've lost them. We don't have them at all, and it's
Right.
up to them to come back to the dealership or call and say, hey, listen, I was on your lot at 350, and then somebody captures them when they come in. But if that, then they walk away.
Yeah, there's very sophisticated software, but dealers have to be very cautious on privacy. There's something powerful about someone filling out a form because I
They're
love the
definitely
forms.
interested.
What's that?
I said they're definitely interested if they fill out the form.
But that's the whole thing, is there's a
Right.
filter there.
Isn't there a way? I know that. I mean, we see QR codes all over the place, back of vehicles or whatever.
They can have their inventory in their media and then create that QR code for that car. And we have the overlay. So now at least if they're clicking past there and they're looking at the car, you know what they're looking at. And then it gives them another opportunity to say, hey, I really like this. Let me click on this and get somebody to follow with me since I didn't put my information in the front.
Let me give you an example. Let me take you guys into 2025. Okay. So what KnoCard is going to be doing here shortly is we're just going to be tying AI to this. Okay. So basically what's going to happen is, let's take you through a real case scenario. Larry scans the code. Okay. It just starts giving him information on the vehicle. Okay. A lot of these things you're going to start to see are like digital codes. So instead of having static paper codes, they can actually have almost like digital screens where it gives you information on the vehicle. That's number one. Second thing is, when you have a code like this, it's going to give him information, but immediately when we have something can pop up. So if we have digital codes, so you have to remember, I scanned it. Does that make sense? So now you scanned a QR code from our vehicle, correct? Now you have an iPhone Pro Max, and all that information is now, you're looking at it on your mobile phone, correct? Right there, our AI agent would pop up. Hey, welcome to Moran Cadillac. Looks like you're looking at our 2025 Escalade. Were you looking for anything specific? You can actually interact with me. Yeah, I was looking to see if you guys had a black one on the lot. Hey, do you mind just hanging for a second? Hey, my name's John. I'm one of the assistants. What's your name? I swear to you guys, this is where it's going. Okay. I have guys right now.
Awesome, I've seen some of the AI is ridiculous. It'll have conversations with you.
Oh, it is. Guys, we're going to take you guys. We're already working on AI in our back office. Okay. So we'll have AI agents that will be able to handle everything. And we're going to tie our AI agents in the back of KnoCard.com. And the reason we're also doing that is they're going to handle all of your support. If you have any questions on the app, hang with me. You got any questions on the app? Okay. So let's just say a owner logs into the back end of KnoCard.com, right? Larry Duffy, let's just say you are an owner, you're a GM, and you got 38 sales guys down there. And Larry, you're logging on. Watch this. This is cool. Let me go to my KnoCard Auto. And check this out, Larry. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to Enterprise. No, I'm going to go to Industries. I'm going to go to here. I'm going to go down and I'm going to go in your presentation and watch this. Owner's dash right here. So guys, now you have real time. Now you guys can show the prospects in the presentation their dashboard, all the different metrics that we're tracking. Okay. But Larry, what if there was a little AI person here that pops up and says, "Hey, Larry, anything I can help you out with?" And you go, "I just don't understand why our numbers are so low right now on new prospects." So just hang with me, Larry, because this is how it's going to work, brother. And it's going to work like this probably in the next 60 days, 45 days, potentially. Hang with me. Do you understand, Larry? So you're talking to an AI agent right now, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
I get
there's
the
nothing
whole
weird
AI
about
thing.
it,
Yeah, I'm with you.
right? So now it says, they go, "Hey, Larry, is there anything I can help you?" Yeah, you know what's weird? I'm looking at this dashboard. I just don't understand. It bothers. Like, why don't we have why are our prospects so low? Hey, Larry, that's a great question. Why don't we do this? Why don't we jump into the leaders board and see who's pulling us down? Ding. Wow. That person's not doing anything. Hey, Larry, do you mind if I give you the top 3 ways to increase that prospect activity? First of all, let's grab the top 3 reps out there that are having success and identify what they're doing. There's some patterns that we could probably learn from, and the bottom half could probably learn from the top half. How's that sound? The next thing that we can do is pull James in, Tommy in, and Sarah in. It looks like their numbers have been dragging for the past 4 days. Do you want to send them a message and maybe pull them in the office and see if there's anything you can help with? Yeah, great. Let's go ahead and send them a message. Ding, Sarah. Hey, when you get a chance, swing in my office. She's on the other side of the car lot. Now just hang with me. So guys, our AI agent is not only going to help Larry, if he's got any questions and anything here, it can also be a coaching assistant to Larry to help him increase sales. Right here. He's the owner. He's the sales manager. And because our AI agent is trained on the metrics of this, when there's an issue, our system automatically knows that metrics. Does that make sense? We understand why it's low. It's low because your people aren't working. It's low because you're not. Listen, I don't understand why it's the 23rd of the month. Why do we only have 173 cars sold? It seems like we're 25 cars short right now. Do you mind if we go ahead and we filter the data out and let's take a look at the reports? Listen, Larry, you understand the sales are down because it's a direct correlation that your test drives are down. We probably need to focus on getting our salespeople to get more people on test drives, which will equate out to closed vehicles. Can I run you a report of the people that aren't taking people on test drives? Yeah. Yeah, actually, I need to see that number. See that? See, our AI will understand because 2 + 2 = 4. We understand metrics. You can't, this system doesn't lie, folks. System doesn't lie. We're going to know right away why a system why your dealership isn't performing, because the metric, we just go backwards and we follow the breadcrumbs. It's really simple. Because these 5 people last month did well, and these 5 people are doing low. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So don't beat on Jay Brown. He's leading the pack. Send a message and pull these 5 people in and have conversations, coach them. But this is what we want to do on these reports, folks, to the owners, is to start showing them real-time metrics. Wow. I need to pull in Holly Harris. Guess what? Let's go over here. and we have the ability to immediately click on Holly Harris. I thought there was a view report here. And guess what? When I click on her, I can start seeing in real time down here. You see this KnoCard engage? See these, her goals today, what she's done, blah, 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 that. We can start to, I could click on video. I can click, all these metrics will be around auto. You see that? I can click in real time and I can see what Holly's actually doing. And it's not to beat on Holly. It's to show her metrics. It's to show her, listen, these are the numbers. How do I help you? So that all makes sense, right? So after hours, guys, I'm telling you, we can do some really cool stuff. We'll do round robins. We got some cool stuff with AI that we're going to be working for. I'm not going to go through all these because I don't want to, this has been going on for an hour and 20, and I appreciate you guys spending on. I don't want you guys to feel every time you guys get on these, so I'm going to run you guys for 2 hours. But I'm doing this right now because this is, you guys are new and you guys are getting ready to hit the field. And I want to make sure you guys are trained, okay? This is very easy. I'm going to give you guys this doc. I'm going to text her. I'll have Kathy put it in our back office or email to you. All these are amazing, great questions. They're icebreakers to go out there and start having those conversations. Once you get through those conversations, folks, this is really where you're basically going to move into the next part of your presentation. So you're going to go here. You're going to go through your, just sit back in the chair. Just start having some conversation. See, Larry, don't you think that a lot of those questions starts breaking the ice and kind of gets the sales manager a little bit more comfortable with you? It adds more value to KnoCard because we're doing some solution problem gathering, but I'm not like jamming a product down your throat right now, am I?
Well, but the thing is, you're asking questions that you already know the answers to, which are, they're just going to tell you that, and then it leads you right into what exactly that we do. This presentation is tailored to the KnoCard.
That's exactly right.
So I have just one thing, Rob, is that great job. But what I'm doing, I'm drinking from a water hose right now. I don't know if anybody else is, but is there, to get into the one card, because I know I was requesting to have maybe a dummy account that we can show them that's already loaded with a dummy dealership in there, that we can have stuff in there that we can actually show on our phone. And then on the presentation, and then second is, where do we start? Where do I start as far as, okay, this is your personal account, this is your enterprise account or consultant account, this is the one, and then I can get loading on it. Is there a tutorial that we have, or is there steps like a 1, 2, 3? And then also, there's a lot of, you said there's 6 or 7 features that we really want to have. On those 6 or 7 features, instead of, there's a lot of information there that we could just break it down into A, B, and C, and that's really where we want to go at this point.
Yeah, so a couple things. Number one, we do have a dealer demo that you guys it will always have access to, okay? So there's 2 things. So number one, you have to remember that there's 2 parts, okay? We can always give you guys your own demo account, okay? If you guys want like a standalone demo account, so you guys have your KnoCard enterprise account. That enterprise account just gives me the ability to connect to you guys, group messaging, all that kind of stuff. We have the ability to change all those things. Okay, so we could change all the files, all the media, presentation stuff. We could change all that. That's your KnoCard enterprise site. That's your KnoCard. Okay, that's your KnoCard. That's really where you're going to be scanning business cards, tracking your pipeline, your activity. You could share media files. We could put marketing stuff in there. Anything that a sales manager would need from you, okay, that's going to be on your enterprise KnoCard that we give you. Okay, and you're going to want that. The second thing is showing a customer a live, and that's why I like using my iPad here, okay? I like this because I can open up my KnoCard and I can not only just have my presentation like this, right? It's powerful too because I can, my screen's not moving here. This is my live account right here. You see that? That's my live account. So if this was your auto demo account, you could actually be going through it right here and walking them through that auto demo literally right there. So as you're talking on your right side, does that make sense, Larry? Your presentation's on your right.
That's what I'm saying. It's, yeah, you're showing me this, but what is the What is it nocard360.com or is it nocard.com
Yeah,
forward
just
slash
yeah,
LP?
that's
I
just
mean,
one of the root.
where is it?
That's just one of the roots. But yeah, you're gonna go to NoCard. You're gonna go to nocardauto.com, and the main reason we do that is because that's the main website. So no, if you go to nocardauto.com, number one, I take you here because when you're explaining features, okay, and you're explaining, you can very easily go through here also, and you're showing, because this is showing you the feature. So you have to remember that the customer is looking at your screen, right? So we have the presentation at the bottom down here. This is your main presentation you're going to take them through, but you can always go back and show them more in-depth features. Like a traditional sales process, you're having conversation with them, but you're using your iPad or your tablet, whatever the case may be. You're just using it as a reference point. So that's what I use this screen for. I use this screen as nothing more than a reference point. So as I'm talking to you, here's my first slide in my presentation I start talking to. Then my next one is I'm gathering up some information. Before I really even get into the solution, smart link, how our system works, I'm just asking questions. Then
No, I get that. But
yeah,
that
go
was
ahead.
my question. I don't want to hold everybody up.
No, go
So
on.
maybe we have a sidebar on this or something, another conversation. But I'm just okay. So nocardauto.com
Uh-huh.
is for the presentation.
NoCard Auto is part of nocard.com, and we try to do it there and put your presentation there just so you have all the tools in real time there.
Okay,
Because
and
there's
what are
nothing
the
like
other
private there.
the
Huh?
other .coms that we have with NoCard? Is it nocard.com?
Yeah,
As
just
in,
nocard.com. If you go to nocard.com, that's our main site. The reason I have this spin-off site is it gives me the ability to go onto the website and I can make some changes in real time. This is all programming up here, home, pricing, enterprise. Like this is all through programming. I don't have the ability to change that. So what I do is I have industries. This is on my side. I can control all of this. If I wanted to change auto dealerships, your presentation, anything on it, I can go into my system on my side and make changes and push it live to this thing. It's just so I don't have to send in like a technology ticket to update the website, HTML, whatever. So
and then now I'm on my phone and I've got nocard.app/dashboard that comes up.
okay.
So
So a couple
that's what I'm
things.
saying.
So
What are the different ones on that? And am I not in the right one, or the
you
one
are.
leads to the next?
So that's a great question. So we can go through that. So nocard.com is your main website. Okay. That's our company website, nocard.com. What you're seeing there, and before I move on, nocard.com, Larry, if you log in, okay, this is also your back office. Okay. So everything that's on your app is also right here. So you're going to be able to log into nocard.com, okay, with your sign in, same username, password that you have on your app, and you're going to be able to view everything here. Okay. The only thing that you cannot do here, Larry, is share a media file, share something because it's coming from your phone, or I'm sorry, it's coming from your laptop traditionally. I can because I'm on a tablet and I can send a text message from here. But traditionally you can't do that. Okay.
But what
So that's
if
what
we're on our phone and we go to nocard.com, then we can send a media file?
you're probably still not going to be able to send it because it's going through the internet. It's not through an app. The reason we can send it through the app is because your app is actually connected to your text messaging. So even if I'm on my tablet right here, the only reason I say I can send it right here is because this is an app right here. I'm on my. Do you see this? You see I'm on my tablet.
Yeah, that's right. I was getting confused. Okay.
Yeah, and I apologize because if you let's just say if you have an Android, okay, you could actually put this on your Android and do something simulated like I have right here. It's an app. It's an app. It's the same thing that's an app on your Android phone. Okay. If you can send if you have a wireless cellular connection on your iPad, for example, then you can send it. But if you don't have that and it doesn't have a way to send it, then it's going to say not sent. So the one thing that we tell people is make sure they all traditionally understand that you cannot send anything, but you can totally manage your pipeline, your customers, your prospects, you could update stuff. You could basically do everything outside of send from your back office. You can manage over here. So let's just say Larry had some questions on marketing. You could go into Leaders Corner. We have training. Let's just say Larry wanted to click on training. He wanted to learn more about the KnoCard and training and stuff like that. You have a back office. We'll talk more about that. So just so you understand, KnoCard.com, so we're clear, KnoCard.com is our main website. When Larry logs in, do you see where it says KnoCard.app?
Yeah.
KnoCard.app is your web app of the KnoCard. So you remember that the KnoCard is a hybrid. You have an app that controls everything that Larry does, right? And then Larry, when you send it to somebody, the system doesn't force anybody to download anything, does it? It doesn't say, hey, Larry, before you can open this up, you need to download our app. It doesn't do that, okay? So there's a hyperlink there, right? There's a link. The reason we do that is because it's a hybrid. So the minute they click on that link, it actually opens it up in any browser. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, it opens up in a browser. In order to do that, it needs a URL. So our web app, when you share it, for example, mine is knocard.app app/CEO, right? Maybe yours is knocard.app/LDuffy, whatever yours is, okay?
Okay.
So the knocard.app/ your username is your web app. The actual, this right here is actually your KnoCard. This is what controls this, the knocard.app. Because if I go to KnoCard, watch this. If I just go to KnoCard. I apologize, my thing, .app/CEO. Larry, can I do anything on here? No. I can't send you anything. I can't do anything. This is for the customer. This is what the customer sees. Right? This is your command center right here. This right here controls this entire environment. If Larry said, man, I need to change these links. Okay, let's come over here, right? And let's change your links. See that? That's your control panel for this entire system. If you're sharing something, viewing something, KnoCard, this entire thing is being controlled from the app and talks to the web page. Why is that important? Because that website can be opened up worldwide. Why is it important? Because I'm not forcing Larry to download anything here. So Larry, one thing, and everything you're saying, brother, so please don't ever think like you're asking anything crazy. What you're asking, a lot of other people may have questions on. So this is what I want you to do, okay? On your app, okay, when you have questions, okay, or you're like, hey, it'd be great to have suggestions, two things. Number one, I want you to hit support@knocard.com so you can get it off to us. That's number one. We also even have a support here, right there from your app. You see that support? You hit the little button right here. You go down to support, and you can even put suggestions and everything. So let's just say you have a technical issue. We got billing, suggestions. Okay, these go into different departments to give us suggestions.
Also,
Okay.
Rob, can you
Okay.
show him the how-to videos? Because it's always a good idea to look at the how-to videos.
Yeah, that's another thing too. But one thing too, Kathy,
Mhm.
I just went on knocard.app/LDuffy on my laptop, okay, on my computer. And it came up, and I was going to mention this to you, when on my full screen, the KnoCard on the top, it's buried underneath that blue headline, so you can't see the KnoCard up. So it's not. I don't know if you want to look at that on the computer. On the cell phone, it's probably okay, or on my app or on my pad, it's probably okay. It's just a semantics thing. It's just something
Yeah,
that looks.
that's something that you actually see with a lot of even like with YouTube or Facebook and stuff like that. It's because the
So
band
Rob, you're on a pad, right?
because the
Yeah.
So
band
watch.
size
If you
is
do
static.
I did it on my computer, and it's buried. The KnoCard is buried up underneath the blue header or the banner. But
Yeah,
I'll look at on my.
and this is why a lot of them, so like for example, it can be a little bit challenging because these are responsive, okay, but there's certain components. So if you go to certain websites, this is called responsive design. If when you have a banner, that banner may have 10 elements in it: a picture, font, a logo, whatever the case may be, right? If that banner is flattened, which it is, it's called a JPEG file, so it's a flattened image file, you can't maneuver the elements in there. Does that make sense? because they're
And I
the
figured,
image has been flattened. So
right.
on responsive design, and they just exactly what Kathy said, like for example, the minute you make it smaller, a lot of those things will completely disappear, like banners will disappear. And the main reason they do that is because there's no way to make them responsive.
Get it.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd bring it up, stuff that I see. Now,
yeah.
also, I did it on, I pulled it up on my pad also, and just like you did, it's fine on my pad and my phone,
Yeah,
but it's
and that
not on there. But yeah,
yeah,
I would like,
and all of them are going to be a little bit different. And I was just trying to show you on here. I don't know if I can or not, but if I were to condense it down, and it's easier to show you this. I probably can't do this. It's easier to show you like on my. Let me just see if I can show you. So do you see this? See how it's getting responsive?
oh yeah, okay.
Now watch when I do this. See, it's going to show it in different elements. See now, watch this banner. See if my banner gets jacked. See how it tried to condense it, but it had to keep all of its elements in the same because these are all flattened elements. In a traditional design, this would have been stacked on the top. This would have been underneath. But this is a flattened image. It can't do it. And sooner than later, it's just going to get rid of it. It would, on here, it won't, but it would just get rid of it. And it's the same thing with the way this right here is responsive. So it's going to start stacking all of our stuff here. It just depends. And I got to tell you, we're always like trying to fix that. Matter of fact, it's a technology that we pay for to make sure that we try to get them as responsive. There's just no perfect formula to it. Banners and stuff like that. That's why even with your auto banner at the top, it'll say KnoCard Enterprise. We try to put all the elements on the closer to the middle. Is yours L Duffy? Is that what yours is? KnoCard.app, right?
Yeah, /LW, yeah.
Watch. So if I do KnoCard.app, do you see how we've stuck these elements on the inside here? We try to leave space on the outside, right?
Yeah.
That's why we do it. We do it because some of these pages are very difficult. We're not sure what device. You have to remember how many devices are out there: big tablets, big phones, small phones, big screens, small screens. Like there's no perfect formula to it. There's no even standard. You know what I'm saying? So what we try to do is put our elements closer in the middle. And the smaller that this thing gets, watch. See that? So it pushed all this away, right? But do you see how it maintained the integrity here, that it looks nice on your mobile?
Yeah, it
Right?
popped up
And
on top of my picture, yeah.
Yep, the only reason it did that is because, see this big space over here, this big smiley face? We knew that this is going to get condensed. So in order to maintain the integrity, we had to put all of our images in the middle all the way around. So when that screen does start to condense down, it still looks, and this is the main screen, honestly, Larry, that I'm concerned about right here. 99% of people are going to be here. They're not going to see you on the desktop. Majority of people are going to be here. So this experience to us is the most important.
Okay. I appreciate that. And then Kathy
mobile.
said something, because that's what I really want to get in and I want to get really familiarize myself with the app. I can go in and talk to anybody. It's just if I can't relay the presentation to the KnoCard and stuff, obviously I would be fumbling around, which I don't want to. So Kathy was saying, where do I get to the training and the videos and all that stuff, so I can, because I know you and I a few months ago we went through and I was getting pretty good at it, and then I went away and did some other stuff, and now I'm back, and I just want to refamiliarize myself with this KnoCard. And
right here, Larry. So I'm on my mobile app right here. Okay, you just click here, the slide out, and you're going to go all the way down to how to, and you can watch all these videos. That's on your app.
I'm on KnoCard app dashboard.
No, not KnoCard.app. You don't want to be that. It's just yeah. So I'm going to show you on here. Kathy, are the how-tos are on our back office, correct? The .com app.
Because I've got two KnoCards that are on my main page on my cell phone. I've got KnoCard, and then I've got KnoCard app dashboard, that's hooked up to Google, which comes on, which is online, and the KnoCard is not. Or
Well, let's talk about it offline because I'm not really sure. I'd have to look it up. But here's our how-to. We have tutorial videos in here, and they're cool because you can watch them. They're short, and they'll tell you the functionality. Again, the other things that I highly recommend when it comes to learning some of the functions and features, you definitely want to go directly to the actual website, KnoCard Auto, and actually, and you saw a lot of those videos.
and I know I'm making more a mountain out of a molehill, but I'll get into learning them and looking at them. But Kathy, the conversation that we were having, you said after there was something I put in, and then everything would be set up. And I don't know what you meant by everything would be set up as far as the enterprise.
So basically what she was saying is, Kathy, are you talking about when he like clicks on his Get KnoCard, or you're talking about?
I think I'm talking about the fact that right now you're on his app and it already has the enterprise banner and it has all the media files. So basically everything that's been preloaded for the team is loaded on his KnoCard already.
Yeah. So you see all this, Larry, right here? You see all these files and stuff on here? This is already preloaded for you. Okay. And we'll do more of a tutorial with you, but this stuff is already preloaded. So I can click on auto up here, shows different auto files, just so if we wanted to show a customer features, if we had features, we could put videos in here. I could click on networking. So the bottom line is all of these are categories at the top up here, Larry, and it gives you the ability to really organize your KnoCard with whatever you want on here. What we were doing is making sure, like when you're talking to a customer, that we could very easily show how the auto app works directly from your KnoCard. So you're holding your phone in your hands and you're showing the customer the app. Does that make sense? What they would
No,
see.
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to work my way around them. That's why
Yeah. So but that's a good thing. We'll do another training on it. We'll go through training to just show that, but put that out there so we can do a training on it. I could do it over the next week or so. But yeah, more familiar, but just play around with that KnoCard because like I said, it's going to give you, once you start, it's only going to take you a few days and you're going to be a master of it, but it's powerful so you can maneuver around. You really do want to know the features inside and out, Larry. So if I said, hey, Larry, how do I log in, or how do I do this, or how do I hate doing my password, right? So Larry, if I said, hey, Larry, I hate doing my password all the time. Do you know how to respond to that? Right? And you would say, hey, no problem. The cool thing about KnoCard is we also have Face ID or Touch ID, obviously. And you just go here. Larry, you see this little slide out right here? Let's just go here. I'm going to take you right down to settings. And you're just gonna enable Face ID. And the guy goes, oh man, that's awesome. Cool. That works. Someone goes, hey, I need to set up my Google reviews. Hey, no problem. Go right here, click on set up your Google profile and put your link right in there.
It's not a bad idea too, just to go through, just to click on that burger menu and just take a look at what's there, because there might be stuff that you like don't even realize, like that whole marketing section.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of links that you can copy. You wouldn't know that you can copy your links if you didn't know.
And your suggestion, excuse me, would be best to be doing this all on my phone and not on my laptop.
Yeah, the reason I say I want you to get familiar with your phone, because that's your tool on the fly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's your tool when you're at the dealership. That's your tool when you're standing at Panera Bread. That's your tool when you're showing how a smart link works and you're talking to a sales rep. Hey guys, you see this? Boom. All you do is click on the smart link. Boom, it's right here. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Because they're not going to do that on their laptop. They're not going to do that on their tablet. They're out in the field. They're out on a car lot. They're standing at Panera, whatever the case may be. 90% of the time, you're doing everything on your mobile app. Yeah. So that's why.
As far as a sales manager being at his desk, may not be on his phone, but he can't send an email or a text to everybody if he's on his computer. It's got to be from his phone.
Great question. Okay. So number one, when you're talking to the owner, for example, here's what I want you to understand. When I go to KnoCard, and I'm just going to go back in here because I don't have it anywhere else except in my little footer presentation. You see this owner's dash? You see this right here? we don't send the owner, when he's trying to reach out to his team, he's not sending them a text message. All of your, and this is a fantastic question, Larry. All of your salespeople, they have smart links. What is a smart link? It's a KnoCard, right? Okay. So every single one of those people have a KnoCard, and they have group messaging that's tied. So the bottom line is, if I were a sales manager and I wanted to send a team message, you see where it says send a team message, I'm going to click right here and hit send. I could put a photo, I could add a photo, a video, but I could type a message right here and hit send, and it's hitting my entire organization, all my salespeople immediately. It's not.
That's how I actually sent out the message with the Zoom link for this call.
Okay.
Did you see that?
That's good. I didn't know that was there. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
So
really
Larry,
powerful because they're going to be at their desk most of the time, I would imagine. And then, but if they pick
do that up there. So you see this over here? There's your group messaging right here. And I'm on my iPad, so it's all crazy. But you see where it says my team right here?
Huh.
That's the team. So if you are a sales manager, that's where it goes, huh?
And the individuals need to be preloaded on there.
So let's just say if there was, they had 38 licenses, okay? All of them are getting that group message of all 38 people because they're part of that license. Does that make sense?
And so when they sign up, are we putting, that's the information that we're getting in the field to bring back, and KnoCard's going to load that in?
That's exactly right. Right now, corporate, we KnoCard are loading all of those users.
Okay. And then when they need to add another salesman or delete a salesman off of that, do we show them how to do that, or do they just call in, do a support at KnoCard?
Bingo. So right there on the platform, they would be able to connect directly to KnoCard, so we can activate another license. As time goes on, Larry, they will have 100% control to do all that stuff. But what we're doing is we're actually building this proprietary to our stuff. We're actually building a separate KnoCard enterprise app right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you have KnoCard, and the entire enterprise platform is actually going to sit on its own platform. When it sits on its own platform, they won't need us to load their users. They can load them. They're going to be able to pause them off, delete them, shut them down, whatever, reallocate them, change names. They're going to be able to do all of that stuff on KnoCard Enterprise when KnoCard Enterprise comes out as a standalone app. So you'll actually be able to go into the App Store and actually manage that from there.
Nice. One other question, Rob, is when someone, for example, say I've got somebody that's at my dealership and they've been there for 2 years, they've sold, I don't know, 75, 80 cars. Are they able to take that information with them as a sales rep, or do the dealership pull that back in and close out the KnoCard? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, it would definitely be the dealerships. And the main reason for that is enterprise, the dealership is paying for that. So that's actually all of their data. Anybody who pays for the KnoCard owns the data.
So when they can just shut that card off and delete it or whatever, or close it out, and then that dealership has that information in their database.
They not only have that in their database, it's probably connected to their CRM. So that data is actually flowing into their CRM potentially on the hour.
Which is already there because it's already in that salesperson's.
That's exactly right. So right here from the back office, okay, the sales manager has the ability to export that data into any format. That's the one thing that we work with them. A lot of it's going to come down to what systems that they're using. But at any time, they can export all the data into a CSV file. Okay. They could do that at any time.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
So we give them all the data. That's the whole idea, is they get all the data, and we're going to get even more crazier with data and give them higher level data, filtered data, whatever data that they actually want. That's the power of the KnoCard, is that we're providing data that they can actually measure and increase results.
Excellent. Thank you.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Guys, fantastic questions. I don't want to say I apologize. I loved rendezvousing with you guys. We can always break this up. Those folks that hate doing these long calls, please understand, you guys can always fall off these calls, okay? These calls are not designed to go for 2 hours. I love chatting with you guys so you guys understand. This is super important. The revenue is crazy on this. So I want you guys to make this your own. This is your company too. We get to do this together. Okay. So please dive in, learn. We're going to have this on Kathy, we're going to have this on like a YouTube link, probably something like that. Right. Kathy, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Kathy will figure that out tomorrow. But the bottom line is it's super cool because you can forward through it. KJ, another thing we should do is you and I will talk about, but it's cool, guys, because if we use like certain things, when we're going through certain things, the transcript will actually break it down into time. Okay. So if you'll actually see, you guys can actually click on it and it'll show you like, hey, at 7:42, Rob's talking about this, or at 38:49, he's talking about this. Pay attention to that timeline so you guys can just bounce around on that video wherever you guys want to. You guys don't have to listen to the whole thing again or try to scrub it. We'll actually do a total breakdown with our AI that will actually show you exactly where everything is at. Okay. So
Can I say one more thing, Rob?
Yeah.
I want to thank you and Kathy so much. You put together this wonderful business and app. This is pretty awesome. But I also want to thank Joseph, Anthony, and Ed. Thank you for you guys listening. I appreciate your patience for me asking all these questions. And I do hope it was helpful on your end also.
Yeah, very cool. And that's the whole thing is, Larry, I love it. I love your questions because, again, you have questions and like, oh, man, I'm glad Larry asked that question. There's no bad questions here, guys. This is technology, okay? You guys also need to ask some of these questions because you also need to understand the psychology behind it. Why is that there like that? Or how does that work like that? And then once I explain it, you'll go, oh, okay, that totally makes sense for sales like that, right? Because every single piece of this thing is very driven for the sale. That's why it's there. It's not there just because it's there for the sale. So it's super important that we ask these questions and you guys understand the psychology, because when you guys do, when you're talking to a sales manager, he'll totally get it and he'll go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. But you guys need to understand not just how the feature works, but why the feature is there. You know, there's a lot of customization on KnoCard that we can do behind the scenes. We don't take the customer down into the weeds on a lot of this stuff. We stay high level with them. This is what it does. We believe more test drives equal more apps equal more sold cars. But just so you understand on a high level, Mr. Customer, this is a very sophisticated system. There's a lot of customization that we can do. The beautiful thing is you don't have to be Techie Tom. We handle it all for you. Our brand consultant, myself, I'm a brand consultant for KnoCard. I'm an independent agent with KnoCard. I've been trained on the system. We're consistently trained on the system. The system is consistently getting better. My job is to be the mediator between you and corporate and make sure that your guys know how to use the system and you know how to use the system. Our technology is consistently updating and improving. We're adding AI. The whole objective is for you guys to sell more cars, but the objective is for you guys to stay focused on selling cars, and we'll stay focused on the system. You cool with that, Johnny? And he'll go, yeah, absolutely. So I'm your go-to guy. That's my job here. My job is to make sure you know how to do this. And see, Larry, that's why it's important to ask those questions, because I want you to speak fluently to a sales manager, because realistically, I want you guys to look at these presentations and go, Rob doesn't know what he's talking about, or going, yeah, Rob totally is pinging on very like like everything a sales manager would be asking. And guys, I want you to ask me questions as a sales manager that like you think are tough. Like, all right, let me ask Rob this. So we're going to do training sessions where we're like, ask Rob questions like, hey, here's a hard question, or how do we overcome this one? Or how do we overcome that one? Guys, that's how you're going to learn. That's why I called you out, Larry, and said, hey, Larry, what's this? Or hey, Joseph, what's a smart link? Because I want to make this interactive. This is sales. You guys are salespeople. You guys are sitting on a huge gold mine opportunity. I'm telling you, brothers, the biggest one that I've ever seen. I've told Kathy this 1,000. I've never seen this type of compensation out there. I'm talking with any of these. This is huge compensation. So the bottom line is I want you guys to be the expert. If you guys can make $250,000, $300,000 a year, are you guys okay to do some training for a couple hours? Or do I have to condense this down to 20 minutes because your Tuesday nights are locked up? No, this is your business. It's how you make income. It's how you're going to generate $250,000.
Look,
invest the time. Put your hands on it.
Doctors go to school for 4 years for undergrad.
Amen.
4 years graduate, another 3 years or more to specialize to make the money that we can make in 1 year. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good with the training.
All
Rob,
right. And praise Jesus that you said that, because that's how I feel. I'm like, guys, sometimes I hear people go, oh, we just need to condense these down. Then go to affiliateengine.com or something and get a $2 little spiff on selling a widget.
TikTok shop.
Yeah, that's not what this is. This is high level, folks. I'm going to take you
I
guys
got an
into
observation I wanted to make, Rob, before you
what's
cut
that?
off. I had an observation I really wanted to make. I've been holding it for a long time.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the things that, and it's something that you said really clicked with me, but this is also an excellent tool for the service manager as well. Like literally people that are coming in to get their car service at the dealership, because some dealerships really focus on their service, can use a KnoCard just as well. And they got that data, they can collect that data, and we can have stuff for them too, because those good customers can turn right back into sales. Or even if service is doing something special for oil change, or come get your 30-point inspection, blah, 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 Skippy recalls. Like they can do all that stuff right through KnoCard too. And all that
Totally.
data tracks back to the whole, then you're still following up and still do sales. You can text people when their car is ready, right in the app. I mean, I was just like, hey, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're totally right. And we're gonna even on our auto apps before, years and years ago, when we did auto, it's the same thing, like auto shops and stuff like that. When their vehicle was ready, we had text messaging and all that stuff in there. Hey, your vehicle is ready. We'd have cars that are up on lifts, and we'd say, hey, looks like the brakes need to be done. Can you call our office? So people would be in meetings, okay, and they would love it. Man, it's awesome because I need to connect with, like, my car's in the shop. What we did is we showed them how to improve service. This is just an example of just spin off what you just said. When your car's in the shop and they just lifted it up on the hoist and they took the tires off, they need to get a hold of you. Jay Brown, do you want us to replace you got bad rotors? Do you want us to replace them? If they can't get a hold of him, what do you think they have to do? They got 3 cars that are backed up. They got to get into the thing. They got to put your tires zip back on, drop the hoist, and roll the car out to bring in the next car. And then you know what always happens? Jay Brown calls. Yeah, someone called me. I missed a call. Yeah, dude, we just pulled your car. I don't know when we can do to get it back in. Probably around 3 o'clock. Now that we sent a text message, Jay Brown hit us up, and literally within sometimes 60 seconds, the customer would immediately ping and go, yeah, what's up? Yeah, we have your vehicle out here. We got, here's the rotors. I can do them for 427. You want us to do it? Yes, do it. Great. Zip, get it done. The vehicle's already up on the hoist. So what we do is we help them move cars more efficiently. That's just one example of using a service like this that we can connect instantly to the people. Same thing with our group messaging of in the field. You have to understand that the sales managers today, guys, I'm telling you, do not have group messaging, and they cannot connect to all their salespeople today. They can't. They have no idea how to do it. Okay. Now having SmartLink and having an entire system, now they're able to immediately connect to the entire field. Even if the sales manager is at home, he can send a good morning message. Hey, everyone. Good morning. John Smith over here. You guys super excited. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend, guys. This week is going to be huge. We need to do this and this. And guys, go into your goals. We got a contest going off today. Whoever hits 7 finance applications today is going to win this. Set your goals right now, guys. Go into your goal setting. This takes them 10 seconds. Go into your goal setting. Make sure you guys choose today and set your goals, because we're going to do a finance. Whoever gets 7 in the first wins a $100 gift card. Guess what? Salespeople are like, oh, ding, ding. They get the message, and away they're running. So that's how cool.
Trackable on the spot. You don't have to delay. You don't have to try to figure it out. You don't have to, it's all right there. It's so
and what's
awesome.
Powerful, Jay Brown, what's powerful is I'm at home and I may have 2 different shifts that are coming in. So I may be that even if I'm in the dealership, I may only have half my staff there. Now I can send a message and it hits my entire staff immediately.
Just that one feature alone is worth everything that you're paying for.
Oh, it's crazy. And here's the other cool, Jay Brown. Here's the other cool thing that's different is on our group messaging on the enterprise platform, you get to also have camaraderie back and forth with your teammates. So other salespeople are like, yeah, dude, I'm at 3. And then all of a sudden, Larry goes, I'm getting my 4th one right now. And then Sarah jumps in and goes, I'm already leading you guys by 5. So now you see an ongoing group text message because we have group messaging that is turned on because you guys are all employees of the dealership. So we've allowed that interaction as opposed to on our other side of the platform. You're allowed to send group messages, but you're not allowed to be, we have messaging shut off. Does that make sense? Because we don't want 100,000 people to be saying nasty things on a big social feed. You follow something like that.
Right,
we don't do that.
right.
But on group messaging on enterprise, you have the ability to connect with one another.
Right, because you can control your employees and contractors.
That's exactly right. So it's cool because when a message goes out or a promotion goes out or a sales manager goes, guys, dude, we got 12 more cars to sell and it's 3 o'clock. Everyone goes boom and everyone kicks into gear in order to hit that goal. They don't have that right now. Immediately, everyone kicks in high gear. We got to hit 12 more cars. So guys, that's going to end our call. You guys are awesome. You can see my iPad up here is almost completely dead at 2%. But I appreciate you guys. We're going to rendezvous again on Thursday night. Super excited about all the things that are going on, guys. And please understand, I love rendezvousing with you. I could do this all night. This is what I live and breathe. This is what I do. So I want you guys, if you guys have suggestions, questions, we are going to keep on enhancing training. But I love doing training. I love doing like the role playing with you. I want these calls to be interactive. I'm never, ever here to call you guys out. Jay Brown knows me. Larry, you know me. Like, I want to have those conversations. I want these environments. This is how I've trained. This is how I've trained very successful people. And the reason I do is because I know how to do it. And we just open up the call. Hey, Jay Brown, you're my customer. Hey, Jay Brown, I'm going to be the customer. Jay, hit me up. Bang me with some serious questions now. Okay. And Rob's going to be on the spot now. Right. And let's all learn together. Let's all spar together. And when we spar together, we win the fight. I come from the professional boxing industry. My parents ran Fight Night at the Palace, Kronk Boxing, Tommy Hearns, Michael Moore. That was our business. Okay. My dad was a matchmaker, set up all the heavyweight fights. And this is what I learned in boxing, folks. If the boxer doesn't spar and doesn't train, and you're ready, get punched in his face, he will get knocked out in the next fight. Sparring is crucial to the success of a boxer. They have to spar. They have to get punched. Your success in KnoCard is going to require you to get out there in the field and fail forward. That's what that means. Okay? That means get out there in the field and spar. I don't care if you guys get the no's will lead you to the yeses. The no's are your sparring. People looked at me like, dude, how do you move on your feet like that? Because I spar all the time. Kathy will tell you when I'm talking to her, like, Rob, I'm already sold on KnoCard. Because you know why? I'm always selling. Kathy, am I not doing that? Am I always sparring with you? Am I like, how many times have I sold you KnoCard, Kathy?
Constantly.
Because I'm constantly sparring, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm constantly training. Even tonight, I was talking to her about something. And here's Rob again, getting back into his presentation mode. Is that not true? That's what I do.
Totally.
And that's what I want you guys to do. Get into that presentation. You guys constantly refine it. It's going to be almost impossible to get a no. Kathy, do we get no's?
Nope.
We don't get no's. You heard it from Kathy. We don't get the no's. You know why we don't get the no's? Because I know the product. You know why we don't get the no's? Because it's a no-brainer. You know why we don't get the no's? Because it makes sense and it solves problems. Not because Rob's a good salesperson. It's because I understand the needs of the people and our job is to fulfill them. And when you can do that, you have a home run. Do you see how it doesn't have to, this is going to be a high ticket. I wonder if the guy's going to do it. Are you crazy? I'm giving you a 30x return in the first 30 days. You think that's hard to sell? Hey, Larry, give me $1,000. I'm going to give you $30,000 at the end of the month. How many times do you think Larry Duffy is going to give me $1,000 if I'm going to give him $30,000 at the end of the month? Larry, I need $2,500. I'm going to give you $40,000. How many times do you think Larry Duffy is going to give me $2,500 when he knows I'm going to give him $40,000? Do you think that's hard to sell?
Yeah.
You think that's hard to do?
No.
That's why this is a no-brainer, guys. That's why starting this week, I want you guys to start getting on the phone. I apologize, I didn't go through it tonight. You guys need to start making calls immediately, start reaching out to these dealerships and start setting appointments and fail forward. You guys have the product. Don't worry. We'll walk you through it. If you need my help, I'll quarterback, do a Zoom. I can jump on. You can shadow me. Get in front of these people, fail forward, start talking to the right people and start booking appointments as early as next week. And you guys are going to have incredible success. But don't worry about the no's. There's thousands and thousands of dealerships. Car, RV, auto, motorcycle, I don't care what it is, they all follow the same exact model. Every single one of them follow the same model. Salespeople selling Harley Davidsons, hoorah. How many sales reps you guys have on the ground? We got about 18. Awesome. Let me show you how it works. Would you like to sell more Harley Davidsons? Yeah. How are you guys tracking the exact model? Okay. So guys, my laptop's dead. Be blessed. We'll rendezvous on Thursday. Thank you guys so much for joining the call.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.